The COVID 19 pandemic has changed a lot of the world. Lots of stores have gone out of business. Only the businesses that could be flexible and change have survived the new business world. We interviewed a remote work expert and asked how his businesses succeeded during the COVID 19 pandemic. Thank you for talking with us today. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, and thank you. I am happy to be here. I am a remote work expert. I worked in many places and in many jobs over the last few years. In my previous job, I worked on making sure video calls and connections worked for everyone in our area. It was my job to make sure the change to remote work went smoothly. Now, I run an education technology company. Everyone I work with is in a different part of the world.
Interesting. Do you have any favorite video messaging or other apps that are useful for remote work?
Definitely. Slack has been very useful, actually. I have a difficult time remembering things, but with Slack, I am able to keep everything nice and organized. I was surprised that there aren't more apps like this. I would love for Google to make an app like this, but so far, I don't think they have. For everything else, I use Google Apps. I like how connected every app is, and of course, how easy it is to work together on anything. Google Drive is the best answer for working together on documents and sheets. It feels like magic. The last app I use a lot is Google Meet. It feels so much better than Zoom. Zoom feels like it was made in 1995. Sure, it has some good features, but Google Meet can do everything it does now, but better. It also doesn't look horrible.
You really don't like Zoom?
I don't. Anything but Zoom, please.
Does your team work in different time zones? How do you deal with that?
They do work in different time zones. For a normal business, this would be impossible, but for a remote work business, we do it easily. The apps and tools we use make it possible.
Do you plan to ever be an in person business?
I don't want to be a normal in person business. I don't think anyone wants that in any business. Most people would like to work from home. They would rather quit than give it up. Last week, I went to a big city. It was a rich and beautiful place with big buildings and nice cars everywhere. I realized that we don't need any of it to be successful. It is actually easier for me to be successful without it. Being a remote, internet based company is a lot cheaper than having a real in person store.
Changing from in person to remote work is difficult. How was it for you? How did you do it?
The biggest problem is always with technology. You need the technology to work, and sometimes it doesn't work. The best way to change is to always prepare. Make sure everything is working before it needs to work. If you have a big meeting, do test calls before. People use lots of different kinds of computers. Some people use Windows, some use Apple, and some use Chromebooks. Make sure everything is working before problems happen.
Thank you again for talking today. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.